You're now tuning into the sounds of the Potnas podcast.
Shit.
Motherfuckers. Hey.
Don't call him that.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you're at on the globe.
In the H.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world's greatest podcast. We are the Potnas, and welcome to the Potnas podcast,
Yeah,
where we're delivering our perspective on topics, news, and shit.
You should
All right.
be clapping
This should
in
be a
your
clap,
car
yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
Not even the sound effects. I want you to make your own sound effects. If you're listening to this,
Make that ass clap.
rejoice.
Make that ass clap.
Rejoice that
Yeah.
you are listening to the Potnas podcast.
Yeah, and we are happy. We are rejoicing, in fact,
Yes.
that you are listening to the
Yeah,
podcast.
absolutely, because
Yo, y'all turn on your quiet storm voices this time. Turn me up.
Listen up. Not turn me up. Turn the music up. My favorite meme of the week was it was a picture of of Michael Jordan crying, of course. But the caption
Never
was,
gets old.
The caption was the lyrics from "How to Love" by Lil Wayne. Remember, never had and still.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like
Oh, I thought you said hot love. You said how to love.
Yeah.
How to love.
And so it said the lyrics, and it was like 11-year-old me.
That's a fact.
And it was Michael
That
Jordan
was the
crying.
deepest song
It
ever.
was so deep. So
That shit was.
It was.
That's a fact.
very
You're right,
much.
Uncle Ron. That was way back
Okay.
then. Wait. That was the lick, though.
All right, intros.
What'd it do?
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the partner with the largest vocabulary, Dino,
I'm a-
a.k.a. the Dictionary.
You hit that hoe. You should quit your job, nigga. You are a DJ now. That was great. That was wonderful.
I am going to have to come up with something else, though, because my vocabulary, I don't know if I've been living up to it lately.
I can come up with something else, but
Just-
you, what are you talking about? You have.
it's-
I can't
it's
even
a part
pronounce
of
the
who I
word that
am.
you said last
You prove
episode.
it, you prove it every week. You prove it all the time. Just
But I
keep
feel
up
like
with
I'm
the
so much
words of the
more than
day.
my words.
We'll put me on the spot right now to prove it. Word of the
no.
day, go.
Word of the day, actually. Here's the thing.
This lexicon or something?
No,
like
it's
that?
reciprocity. And
Reciprocity.
It's one that's simple, but it's one that I really think if we leaned into it a bit more,
Where's
things
Ashley?
would be a bit better.
Where's Ashley at? That's like her favorite word. Reciprocity.
We had an episode
She did use
titled
that a
that.
lot.
Didn't we use that word in the episode?
Yeah.
was a word of the
Love,
day.
sex, and reciprocity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was back.
Actually, shout out to her, by the way, in Life Steps
Potnas
Therapy.
trivia. We should do that one day.
That's,
Give out a
that'd
prize.
be good.
Yeah.
Put some
Ooh.
Potnas packs.
Yeah.
We long overdue to give us Potnas
yeah.
packs.
We did
sure.
Partners Trivia at that
I remember.
season
Oh,
finale.
Yeah, and I failed at it because
Yeah, you
that's
did.
crazy. That's wild. And here I am.
Yeah.
In this CD.
And now
We did that one of
yeah.
the season finale kickbacks as well.
Yeah.
I think Chris won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And moving up to the coolest partner in the room, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Coolin' and Poolin' B Rad P.
I used to have
Me
the coolest
is
beard.
B-Rad P.
but
Oh
then
yeah.
cut it.
I still got the coolest beard.
Hey, don't give him all the buttons, nigga.
Hey,
Damn.
let's go.
Hey.
That's why I love tomorrow.
He won't fly nigga.
Tomorrow. That's me. Yeah.
And then last but not least, this is the most explosive partner of them all.
It was a fart sound right before
Right
that.
before,
that.
'cause it's explosive.
It was explosive. That's
Yeah, it
ridiculous.
kind of sounded like that. I hit the fart button, but that was your mouth, right?
No, that was him.
That was you. Oh, why you always trying to
Big box.
sabotage my shit?
No, that was dope.
Nigga playing on my
You know why?
downfall. You lucky I took that shit off the board.
Because he's the shit.
I'm the shit. Oh,
That,
okay.
you missed it.
that
You
was
missed- that was a
sweet.
moment. You
That
missed
was really
No,
sweet.
nigga. You supposed to hit a gunshot or something.
Oh,
I'm joke.
Do we still have the foghorns on there?
Leghorn foghorn.
I'll say it. No, I'll take it off.
Oh.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
old now.
All right, so I go by JT, but you motherfuckers might know me as Tizzle.
Tizzle.
Hit
The
all
live
the buttons.
The
thrizzle.
live thrizzle, goddammit.
Speaking of buttons, I'm glad we got. Did we get rid of the fucking George Bush on here? Because I'm tired.
No,
of
it
white
was
folks
Ted
on the
Cruz.
board. Okay, no, that was Ted, even worse.
It was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
Yeah.
It was a mistake.
That sounded like George Bush to me. this whole
It
time.
was a
We
mistake.
can't get rid of this motherfucker, man. Like,
Push these niggas off me like, push these bitches off me like,
Said Ted Cruz.
What's up now, partner?
Yeah, we're just going through all of them. Hey, that's actually topical, but we'll get into it in a minute.
Not topical.
Funky dog.
Yeah. Hey, that's actually a good word.
That's
topical.
That's a good.
Because it's not what you think it means.
Topical?
Yeah.
Isn't
I'm
it-
gonna give you most. I'm just give you.
Isn't it like a top view of something? Oh,
That's what you
damn.
would think
It
based
has
off of
more to do with ointment.
Actually, no. That. Oh shit! That is. So there's multiple definitions of the word.
Squeeze it on me, baby.
Topical. That's as in like a cream, right? The way I'm using it, and the way that I mean it, in fact, Google
speaking of, but go
is
ahead.
topical meaning is relevant. That's the base. That's like the way I can boil that down to brass nuts. Is
Brass nuts.
brass tacks.
Brass
is
Now I'm confused.
relevant.
Okay.
Something that's topical is something that's relevant. It's important to the now.
It's dealing with the topic.
Dealing with the
Go.
So topical, it has any
surface
correlation
level, surface
to
level,
typical?
service level.
No.
No?
Not at all. I don't think. I mean, you could probably make some correlation, but there's no causation.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're similar.
Look at that.
They're similar words as far as like the
Surface
way the
level conversations are
English
usually
words are
topical
formatted.
Mind fucked.
Speaking of topical, so grooming tip because I think I forgot it last.
Yeah!
And I wouldn't have remembered to give y'all one
Ointment.
today. I just
Some
thought about
topical
yes.
ointment.
It's because of the word topical.
Grooming with Bradley.
Please stop
Uh-oh.
topical solutions for internal,
Oh,
Issues.
snizzle.
Okay.
Damn.
or excuse me, topical treatment that should be
I got you. I got you.
internally treated. So-
Please expound on that.
So, for example, if your skin is breaking out, there is nothing on the shelf that will help you if it has not stopped yet. If you've tried every product,
You probably need to.
you probably need to.
Yeah, it's your diet.
You said it's
something-
over.
It's something internal.
It's something
baby.
else, yeah.
Them craters on their faces.
Your inside.
Yeah.
Oh no, craters are kind of irreversible, but because that's like that's
Your face sinking
that's
in.
damage afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's some things you can't do about craters, but
Gotcha, bitch.
they make fillers and stuff. Don't worry, there's something
Yeah,
you can do about
fine.
craters,
Yeah,
but
they look amazing.
but there are some things that you need to fix internally.
Yeah.
And this is getting deep now. This
Get some
is
sea moss.
more than a grooming tip. This is a mental grooming tip. But
Oh, damn.
there are some things that you should treat internally.
Facts.
Because it's going to get you what you need externally. So for example,
Help the people.
drink water. Thanks.
No, that's rule
That's
number
my
one.
grooming tip.
All
I
right.
had to say,
Absolutely.
yeah. That's good.
Fix your skin with water, please.
Yeah.
Fit check, ladies and gentlemen.
Forget that topical cream.
All right. If this is your first time listening to the Potnas podcast, Fit Check is where we do a review of our outfits.
And if you're listening and not watching, then you
Yeah.
can close your ears for the next 5
Just
minutes.
imagine us.
or we
scantily
can
clad.
do the best we can to, describe everything that we have on.
But we have to describe each other. Don't describe your. Let's put a spin on it.
So at
we
this
did
point,
this
I'll go
before.
first. At this point, I should just be sponsored by Nike because that's all I essentially
gonna get
wear. I got the Nike custom tizzles on, whatever, with the white base, kind of like your Alexander McQueen's.
Oh girl,
And then Nike, loungewear track pants, and then my shirt is a baseball jersey of the Houston Astros.
Who are about to do what?
Win the fucking World Series.
For the
Shit,
what
by the
time?
time, but
You know what I'm
but by the
saying?
time that this episode comes out,
We
they've
gonna have
already
another
won
yeah,
that.
we
So
gonna have that shit.
yeah.
we in this bitch, and then if we lost, then we still fucking better than everybody.
I'm just more so excited about like being able to ride that little train on Main Street somewhere down into the parade.
I missed the parade because I was in Kuwait at the fucking time.
I was working.
It was
Like
rolling.
you other.
I know that shit was popping.
Me and Jabria and etc. It was a great time.
You enjoyed
She-
that day, y'all.
She stayed at 3800 Main, which
Oh,
picks
okay.
up.
Wow.
And,
Okay.
She doesn't live there anymore.
That's a cheat
so,
code.
yeah. But yeah, it was perfect. So it was great. That's
Cool.
a cool outfit. Can you tell which one of us lives and where we film? So
Right, and I know Houston is under a lot of scrutiny right now. And right now, the day that we're recording this, we're playing against the Phillies, and then we also are playing against the Eagles. So
hell.
two Philly teams,
Football, though.
and Atlanta wants the smoke, but we'll get into that later.
what's the Atlanta Braves, huh?
Yeah, that's baseball.
Good job. Give him a point. That's 5 cool points. That's 5 cool points.
We should start doing
Congratulations.
trivia on sports to see if I get any better as we.
Hey, you
go
already
through.
that's 5 cool points right there.
I
You know
won
what I'm
that.
saying?
Oh, somebody asked me a question.
What is the native Houston team?
Oh, girl, I know that.
No. What's the name of the native soccer team?
Oh, the Dynamo.
Hold on.
I used to win tickets and not give them away because I didn't even know what
One
they
more,
were
just
for.
because for cool ones. Hit the music, Tizzle.
All right.
B-Rad P.
That's me.
Please name the female basketball team that used to be in Houston for WNBA.
The only one I know is the Sparks.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Hell no, nigga.
The
No.
Cosmos.
Close.
Ooh, the Jets. I'm space theme
You were
stuff.
close. Cosmos.
Is it space themed?
Yes, it is.
What is
That
it?
nigga's tripping.
It's a comet.
The Comets.
Oh, I was close.
With Charles Foods
I think
and
I
Tina
knew that.
Thompson.
Oh,
and-
Charles
Come
Foods
on,
played
man.
Boys, you don't get.
Are you kidding me?
I love the idea of her.
Yeah,
I don't know
she's-
nothing about it, but I love the idea of a short
Yeah.
bitch playing basketball.
She was
Na-
amazing.
na-
Tina Thompson. That
Name
whole-
another basketball player that played for the Comets.
Oh, I wouldn't.
I just gave you one.
Cheryl Swoops.
All right, cool. All right.
I'll just do mine real quick since I just
Yep.
wasted a lot of time with sports. We can add that as a segment. I would love that.
You brought the flyness back because these past couple of weeks, boy,
Yeah,
you
been
were looking
sucking down
low.
the set.
I just be, picking shit out. And actually today it was just a picked out shit.
Word.
Because, it's kind of hard living in the fucking Bahamas.
Boonies.
In the Bahamas.
It's the Bahamas. If you look,
What do you
from
mean?
the second floor of the house,
It looks like an island.
it does. When you look out the window, we have like this, retention pond, but it looks like a lake. Is the way that they built ours, and there be seagulls out there and shit,
Like big ass-
Yeah, I'm like, we're that
wow.
close to Galveston. This is creepy. Anyway, I'm wearing the finest of Forever 21 and Shein. I just got on like a little bowling shirt. It's pink and black, so it looks very traditionally bowling shirt.
It
Even
is
though
very
bowling shirts
traditional
are all.
bowling shirt.
I'm so glad they're over with. Last year, people wore them.
They wore them out, and they also had migrated to like that silky pajama look as
Yeah.
well.
And that
Wait,
was-
it
that
used to
was
be
lonely.
in? It used to be
Yeah.
trending
Hell
in
yeah.
black culture to wear bowling shirts?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like all last year.
Yeah.
And so I just grabbed this out of my closet, and then also I have on some pants from Shein that I thought would have ripped by now because everything else does, and they don't. But they're like the what's the industrial dances?
Yeah, it's
they
that's
do
what those are. Those are industrial cargos.
industrial cargo pants and
Yeah.
some and
Like
some
them Bobby
black and
Brown
white
joints
ones.
or them, MC Hammer.
No, these are like
Cargos.
white people. The people that watch the shit you be watching, the anime shit and shit. They,
Oh.
the
that's
white
facts.
people that have the lace
facts.
gloves and shit, and they do the
lace
dances like
gloves.
this. I'm gonna have to show you a video.
Yeah, man.
Cargo joggers.
Please,
It's called,
Please.
okay, if you're listening to
Industrial,
this right
with the
now,
straps.
pause it and Google industrial dancing on YouTube, and you will find a pair of pants. Y'all remember Jinko jeans?
Yeah.
Around that era.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Think Jinko, but with straps.
Yes.
All like utility straps all around them.
Very descriptive.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then I got a pair of ones on. That's it. Black
Yeah.
and white.
Black and white.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks.
The low top joints were probably
Those
oversaturated.
are the pandas, and they actually they're restocking tomorrow. So if you want a pair of pandas tomorrow, they're restocking tomorrow. But yeah,
I'm good because I just got some.
they're not even that much for resale. They're like $145 instead of $125.
Yeah, you can go
I'm
on
just like, it's too
StockX and
easy.
get a fake pair anywhere.
I want to
Because that's what they're gonna give you anyway. Yeah. And then last but certainly not least,
Come on, Dino. With
well,
the confidence.
It's
Yeah.
funny. No, it's because we were talking outside, and you said something about with the red flag and something you said.
I didn't yet.
With the right side?
I thought he might
On the
say
right
it.
side.
Someone said that.
I got a red flag hanging on my right
I call this
side,
outfit
only on
set
the
tripping
blood
because I don't
side.
obviously I don't bang, but I call this
Oh, I
outfit
said
set
you were gonna
tripping.
get us killed.
That's what she said. But the fact that he recognized when he told me the why was because he's like, you got a red bandana and blue Air Max 97s,
Yeah.
but also have
on
on
now.
Boys in the Hood. And I mean, we're gonna get into the news and whatnot, but I do thoroughly believe in black art. And we are. I mean, the movie where the climax of it was a black man getting shot by another black man in the back,
Right.
For something that's not, for stupid reason, I guess I should say. But
What
yeah.
a theme.
Yeah, it's ever present.
Pervasive.
It's pervasive. It's ongoing, and we can't escape it, bro.
Second word
it's
of the day,
a
pervasive.
recurring nightmare. But yeah, that's the fit. Honestly, my original idea was wear all black in mourning, of a lot of things. One of them being common sense, R.I.P. Because people ain't got it these days
at all.
Oh, nigga, don't play with me. When you said common sense, I'm like, common dot? What the fuck?
No, not common. We were just talking about common too.
Literally.
Shout out to the
You know that his name used to be common
Common
sense.
sense,
Yeah, but now he just goes by common.
Yeah, common. He wouldn't
Rashid.
take a picture of me. He wouldn't take a picture of me.
When he came to UT?
Even though I introduced him on stage.
Yeah. He didn't shit about that.
Shook his hand and stuff.
Nah.
He didn't recognize me an hour later.
No,
I recorded, y'all remember, Alex, can't remember her last name.
No, I don't get nobody no juice.
Anyways,
Somebody.
she was in my class, whatever, tall, light-skinned model. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
forgot her last name.
Alex.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Alex. Yeah. And
Alex.
she was singing for Pharrell when him and Chad Hugo had came to the
Never seen
What
that
that sound like?
She can carry too.
I have that video.
She can
Yeah,
carry too.
she did stuff that he wasn't impressed with, but shit, I'm like talking shit about her. Anyways,
That's not well.
she is a very successful
I just
model
asked what
now.
it sounded
So,
like. Yeah.
but she sounded good. But he was just like, okay, girl, whatever. And then I think she was expecting to get a card from him, and then he was like, nope, handshake, and then
It's
I'm out.
really good meeting you, baby.
Yeah,
Where's my check?
you doing?
What am I talking about?
It's
Stay in school, nerd.
Any
beautiful gowns.
Ooh, pop quiz, Bradley.
What? Oh shit! I'm nervous.
What
Anything to
does
do with sports?
what does NERD stand for?
Niggas every real day. I don't know.
Niggas every real day.
I just made that shit up. The rest
Niggas
of
every
Pharrell's
real day.
crew are not black people. I'm not gonna remember that. And they're not black. I'm not gonna remember no shit that's affiliated. But I respect them as people. They're great, wonderful people.
Y'all niggas tripping.
I love them. They're bigly.
Please
They're
tell
great
them.
people. But
We literally just said it.
how about this? How about this, JT?
What?
Turn the music back
And
on.
that wasn't sports themed. But you still didn't know.
What is one indication that Pharrell has produced that song?
What song?
Any song that he's ever produced. What is one indication? Can you put that in words?
Yeah.
It's the 4 beats.
Yes.
Bass beats.
But no, it doesn't have to be bass. He will give you.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Sometimes like what
Four,
happened.
four,
tap in.
4 ticks.
It's literally, but it's like it'll blow your mind. Like if you listen to Ariana Grande, fucking,
You don't realize it's there.
Yeah, but it's Pharrell's pervasive. That word keeps coming.
You
up.
don't even realize
But
it's
it's
there.
it's
Maybe
4
that's
beats
the-
before
maybe
everything.
that should be the word of the day.
There's maybe 1 or 2 songs I found that he's produced or written on that. Yep.
And I know you just hate to see it. Can't imagine I hate to be it.
You know what this is?
Fake and humble, acting like I ain't conceited.
Yeah.
This bitch, I am conceited. You know you can't defeat it.
Oh, yeah.
Me, in fact, I want a fantasy.
No.
Down on you.
Unless we keep talking over it one time. Oh, freestyle session is right off my mind. This that boy Young Tizzle, man, I'm about to go off. Man, hold on, not like Takeoff, but I'm about to get fly with it. Man, I'm so cool with it. Pass it up to D, cause I know we gon' do with it.
Man, I'ma do it like Scooby-Doo. I don't really know, yeah, you niggas is some fools. R.I.P. Takeoff, shout out to the Migos.
Yeah.
It's that boy D and I'm your motherfucking hero. Damn, I can keep going all night. I ain't gonna stop you, fuck with them and I'ma fight.
Yeah.
Damn, fuck Black Power. I done came through cause I can rhyme from by the hour.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna hit the hell too. I was feeling
I'm so used to not like just me and him going over.
usually it's
I would
over.
never do that to you again, Bradley. I'm sorry.
You gotta
but you gotta look in my eyes.
It was like a twinkle. He was finna say some shit. And then you just cut out. It was the defeat. He was like,
I was
about
ready.
an hour.
We can literally do a reel of all the times I played Bradley on this on the fucking shot.
Damn. And the thing is, it was by accident every time.
It's always by accident.
Sure it is.
At a certain point, a nigga has to wonder.
You know what I want to do one day? I want like one of y'all to like take over. Like we should all like just switch roles.
But I'd be
Oh,
fun.
yeah. That would be too fun. I can't wait to play JT.
No.
Yeah, I'm not taking too far.
That's what I'm saying.
No, it's okay. Take it there.
The absolute most. So we're doing that, first of all.
Oh my gosh.
We should have
Bradley.
We should have been each other for Halloween. We tripping. Oh my god. I'm sitting there scrambling trying to figure out who the fuck I'm gonna be with a wave cap and a white beater. We could have been each other.
But the thing is,
fucking foxtail and shit.
Who we were supposed to be, as evidenced by episode whatever of which we're gonna get into later.
Makes sense. Yeah.
We're doing that though. We gotta do that.
Oh, speaking
we
of,
gotta keep it going for at least
speaking
another year.
of like costumes and stuff, whatever. I saw that episode of Atlanta. Let's get into the debrief for the week.
What's been going on?
All right. So I'll kick things off. Halloween was great. I realized and discovered that my neighborhood is fucking lit.
Yeah, it is.
Like, meaning as in, we had like a live DJ and like playing in front of his house at like 9:30 at night and bouncy biggity, bouncy, and then it was just what?
You know why it's so lit over here?
Why?
Because if you look at the demographics, if you look at the demography over here, age, ethnicity, and gender, y'all got a lot of young, black and brown, Latinx is the word they would use, professionals around here. And that's big in our cultures.
Yeah.
For whatever reason right now, suburbia in Caucasia, it's not as much participation as I thought it would be. You know, because like even Jen growing up, she's from San Antonio, but I had to remind her, what's the dominant demographic in San Antonio in terms of ethnicity?
Right.
Hispanics, Latino.
Right.
So it's like she didn't realize that's why. Okay, yeah, they celebrate Day of the Dead. And there's a whole other thing going on that makes this time so important. But yeah, our neighborhood was not popping until now, where there's been a lot of white flight and a lot of more black and brown young professionals moving into my neighborhood, families, and his shit's popping because it's just driving by.
I think what it is that white people showing they slip, because I think as a black person growing up, you know, you just think white people always just got more money than you, which is typically true.
Unfortunately,
but white flight has a lot more to do with the fact that it's like them showing their slip. Like, these white people is fucking up our money too, and we need cheaper rent. You know, we're gonna move to the suburbs. Not all of us can gentrify. I'm gonna buy a 9-bedroom home in the suburbs.
Reverse gentrification is happening as well.
Yeah. Oh well, that's what I mean.
We buying back our shit.
Technically,
I don't know. That's what
especially
I would call
here
it.
in Houston.
That relates to my debrief of the week.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Okay.
Up.
Well, no, discovered my neighborhood was lit. Every fucking block that we were on was either decorated, had friendly people that were greeting us. They're like, "Oh, I like your costume. Happy Halloween." Yeah, happy Halloween instead of Merry Halloween. I was about to say, I was confusing Christmas and Halloween.
Damn.
And then speaking of my costume that I wore last episode, which was Powerline from a Goofy movie.
Yeah.
And then I saw that episode that you told me to watch of Atlanta.
Yeah, bro.
And man,
it was like clockwork. It was like
that's crazy.
It was actually I actually watched. Did I send that text on Saturday or Sunday?
You sent it like earlier this week. Yeah, on Sunday. Yeah.
So the night before Halloween, I'm like, oh my god, this is like crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like he was just.
So you need to watch this
nigga.
immediately.
Yeah, please watch that if y'all have.
And I was like, okay,
it resonated so much because the reasons that we liked it is exactly why you resonated with him. Because I'd heard that from him already.
That's why I said it's perfect.
It's so good.
But I definitely thought that Thomas Washington, that dude was real. I came outside or whatever y'all. I was like, yo, man,
keep watching, man. It's like,
I know him. Like, yeah, I did a whole paper on him and everything. and then like 20 minutes later, I came back and I was like, guys, I'm a dumbass. Bradley was like, okay. I didn't know niggas be lying. That's just my shit.
And Bradley was about to give it up, and I was like, I interjected, said, just keep watching, bro.
No, let him.
Just keep
you
watching,
did.
because I want you to come to it on your own.
I definitely showed my ass.
But here's the thing. It was done that well.
It was.
That all of us thought it was real at the onset. The only reason I knew was because I paused.
Black African
I saw the
Network.
name. I was like, Black African Network.
I thought that they were just it was gonna be mockumentary, but the stuff was still gonna be true, even though I saw the BAN thing.
I got past BAN and didn't. I was like, okay, maybe that's something. Then it said the name of it said Thomas Washington something. The goof who said by the, and I was like, wait a minute.
So for context, we're talking about the Atlanta show with Lakeith Stanfield and Brian Tyree Henry and Donald Glover and Zazie Beetz, and they and this is apparently the last season, and one of the latest episodes called the Goof
Who Sat by the Door.
Who Sat by the Door.
A take on the spook who sat by the door.
It's a mockumentary, meaning like it's a fake documentary with real trimmings of
to it. Like the pretenses are so believable that and they have done it so well that it seems you almost start to gaslight yourself. Like, is this not
like, is
real?
this for real?
They mess real with
so much
with
so that
pseudo
thought it was real.
Yeah,
you know,
and
the concept is very real.
Yes.
The episode that is a very. I mean, they said a lot of true things in it. But
it was about the. It was a mockumentary about the creator of a Goofy movie and how he rose to the most powerful position in Disney of the CEO. This is spoiler alert, so skip past this if you haven't seen the episode.
Unlike by accident, really. Technically.
And then it also kind of goes into detail of like just the whole depiction of Goofy as a character and the whole history behind him, and then how like
why he
was able to have his own movie, and then how it introduced or provided a realization and a deep dive into like black culture and how we've been systematically gentrified and oppressed and
I would say the whole show itself is delightful in the fact that Donald Glover writes in so many ways for white people not to be able to enjoy it the way that we do, because there's so many colloquially black things that are not necessarily apparent stereotypes. That white people wouldn't identify them as stereotypes about black people, but we know that they are colloquially true. And so this episode exemplifies that because everybody knows that the Goofy movie is about niggas. Everybody's a nigga.
Campbell is Powerline, my nigga.
That's inspired by Bobby Brown's like persona.
That Max had a high top fade.
High top fade,
with baggy shorts.
Who ain't got a black
high
Goofy
top
dad?
tennis shoes? You know what I'm saying?
Black father that has no. They don't explain where the mother went or what happened to
his baby mama.
Right, exactly.
It's almost like he's
wherever she is.
He's like a. Never mind.
It's almost kind of like the reversal of. We're breaking down a Goofy movie. If you've never seen a Goofy movie, it is literally the best Disney fucking film, and it's made for black folks. Name a better. Don't say fucking Lion King, dude.
And don't say Princess and the Tiara.
Don't say Lion King. Y'all want to do this right now?
Princess and the Frog. I mean, Lion King is a black movie though.
Clearly, nigga. What the fuck? James Earl Jones is Mufasa. Don't get me started because I can really get in there because for me, my favorite Disney movie of all time is gonna be Lion King. I can talk about it. Beyonce did the whole nigga. Come on.
Okay, we made it blacker, but like the first version of it as a child, I wasn't thinking
still
black
resonated
people.
with me.
When I
wasn't thinking black, but it resonated with me.
Well, that's why I'm saying Goofy is blacker because as a child watching both of these as children, I imagine a Goofy movie as these are black characters despite they're fucking dogs, which is crazy to me. But anyway, because
also getting slung around on the leash.
But when I watched Lion King as a child, I didn't necessarily assume that they were.
Hey, that part was deep. That part was deep
because I was a nigga.
When Mickey was dragging Pluto, and then he was just like,
"Oh my god,
why would Goofy let that happen?"
Yeah. Right,
because Goofy's a dog.
Fucking dogs.
Right, that was mind blowing.
Is actually funny enough.
That fucked me up.
It ties perfectly into what we're going to be talking about in the news segment, but I digress. Yeah. Because we are just watching each other get slung around.
To wrap this up, man, like Goofy movie is a beautiful, it's a beautiful but like kind of realistic and sad truth to like the black story and like the black upbringing and just like the black day to day that you live. Still to this day, still relevant to this day, and you'll find a lot of resemblance and relatively relation to the movie. So make sure y'all check that out, a Goofy movie, and then check out that episode of Atlanta.
Facts.
Yeah, and Roxanne is finding them up still. To this day, just the little things that she was up. Max. Anyways,
JT watch hentai.
That's my recap.
Fun fact.
What's a fun fact? Okay, you go first,
Bradley. And actually, I told this story earlier this week too. The first bad thing I did at school, I was a poster child for good behavior, despite the fact that I had poor ideas as a child.
Oh yeah, we all did.
Yeah, but in fourth grade, these white children And I have to mention it was them that put the bad shit in my life. So these white children, I was at a new elementary school. They had the whole 4th grade had a folder that they were passing around from class to class that was full of Dragon Ball Z porn.
Oh, word. Okay.
I remember that. I forgot all about anime porn.
And guess who got caught with the folder?
You did?
Yo, punk ass. Ah, that's terrible.
A freaking 4th grade. Can you imagine?
That's terrible.
Yeah, so bad.
Let me think. 4th grade, we were playing High and Go Get It in 4th grade.
Oh,
Yeah.
High and Go Get It was.
I ain't gonna get that coochie.
Yeah.
Okay, now you didn't have to do all that. We didn't
Like,
know what
that
the
was
coochie was, but we
terrible.
knew Go Get It meant something nasty.
Yeah. It wasn't that intense, though. It was like we grab a booty or it wasn't even that serious. But yeah.
What's your debrief? Do you know?
My debrief is, I'll keep it short and simple. And also because I come from a place of reflection. This week for me it's been dope because I'm now the parent of 2. So we went trick-or-treating. You talked about Halloween. It was ill.
Trick or treating or trunk or treat?
You see how you make one into 2.
No, we did trunk or treat the week before last, so I talked about that in the
So now
previous
y'all
episode. This was
actually-
straight
Okay.
up. We're door to door. This
Yeah.
is trick and treating right now. And much like Tizza, the neighborhood was popping. It was different because the shit been dead for the past few years, G. No, for real. Like, we gave out candy to maybe 3 families for like an entire evening of passing out candy. We had
Wow.
to keep all that damn candy.
People don't come down to the cold.
Not today. Nah, but like years prior, because we live with a lot of retirees, a lot of Trump supporters, a lot of like middle income white people. I'm being honest. And now the neighborhood demography is changing. And for some reason, also the HOA dues are going up. But I'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Damn.
It sucks. But it was dope. Like, my kid is me, fam. Like, I'm watching her light up from, I mean, she's like, I'm not a weirdo, but like, I was a weirdo. Like, I used to make my costume. Y'all understand, I love Halloween because it was an opportunity to be whoever the hell you wanted to be. And a lot of times the costumes I wanted they didn't have them in the store. So I used to make my costume. My kid is me. She's me. So she's just like, she's like acting out she's Ladybug, Marionette. She's like her. She's embodied her personality. But she's already like she's a young thespian already.
Yeah.
And so that was dope. Drayson was asleep most of the time. He's so chill. He's a little G, I love it. I hope he keeps this same energy because it'll keep my house balanced. Because you got me and Jewel over here and Jen and Dre over here. I hope he stays this way. But it was super dope. That was probably the highlight, fam. I can end it right there, but I'm not.
Oh, damn.
But I'm not. What I am going to do, I'm going to give a teaser to a story that's still evolving. It's still developing. But I had a situation, fam, where it was like, so I work for myself, you know. September of 2021, I quit my 9-to-5 and I started my own kind of boutique branding / marketing shop, right? Black Room. Y'all will hear about it real soon.
Come and get it.
You know what I'm saying? But
Come and get it, rotten in it.
and I was. But I kind of stumbled upon a niche, like a startup tech niche. And one of my biggest clients, long story short, they kind of folded a little bit. Like, the situation caved. And but I stayed the course, and the business is good. We're thriving, right? Thing is, they have looped back around, and so one of my previous clients has looped back around, but the circumstances by which they've come back around are very questionable. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
What they got,
the
a
story's
PPP
still
loan?
developing.
So this is a developing story
It's a
that you're
developing
gonna
story.
keep
I'm gonna just tease it
providing
right
us.
now because the shit's ill. I don't know.
So
I don't even
you
know.
better not forget about it next week.
Nah, I mean, I'm living it.
Yeah, I would love to hear how this.
I'm living it. So I'll just end it right there.
Okay.
It's like an ex come back around and they knock on your door. Can we talk? Boom. That's it. That's it.
I did that this year. Well, fucking idiot. But it was.
Oh, no. Is that what I mean?
got exactly what I needed out of that interaction.
Okay.
All right, be right, Pete.
My debrief of the week, very, very simple, you know. So Jabria came back for her homecoming. So, of course, I
Is that what it was?
went to, yes.
Yeah.
So I went.
What, PV or
TSU.
TSU? Hey, I'm gonna be there this weekend.
Yeah.
Cool,
okay.
you missed everything.
Shout out
So
Jackson State.
The
Okay.
okay.
That's what they play.
What?
That's what they play.
Even before you talk about, oh, okay, I'm about to
Yeah,
say,
Deion Sanders and all of
before
them.
you,
They're like
I'm
8-0
so
right now.
confused right now. Is that golf? So,
was hilarious.
it's always good to.
Oh man.
It's always like Jabri is kind of like a like we're both people who connect people to other parts of life in Texas, at least that they would have never expected. Yeah. So it's always good when we're in each other's pre-meeting each other environments. Yeah, it's so fun. So I love TSU's homecoming for that reason. Even though PV looks very, very fun. It is. I would imagine. I just haven't been this all these years. I mean to go every year, but then TSU
that's an easy one to fade into, G.
I'm sure. Yeah. Cool. I want to feel a sense of belonging. Do you know anyone I'm at somebody else's homecoming?
I just will feel so out of place if I'm at a university, like especially like traditionally black, but I'm not there with anybody. Like I'm just
it's
strange walking around campus.
I mean, the thing is, they know that you ain't go there too, so it's like. Yeah, it really depends. Straight,
but they wouldn't.
It depends on who's homecoming going to. I feel like TSU does welcome people from
very much. They invite it. Like, right. They want to build up the HBCU.
And actually, I meant to say that earlier. So that's why I was saying that it connects when we were talking about gentrification and stuff, or reverse gentrification. Because really TSU's homecoming really feels like a third ward invitation. Like it's like an open house for third ward. And so I enjoy it for that. But and there's a Instagram person I follow that he reviews restaurants, black owned restaurants in Houston and stuff. I enjoy him. But I'm sure you guys probably, even people who are listening, have probably graced across this page before, but he was talking about the clubs or the bars that are in Third Ward, and he started out the video by saying like, "No, this is not Midtown. This is not Edo. This is not all the other things that." And
he said, Washington.
But the problem is, it's not white folks calling that area that, even though they are gentrifying it currently.
No, and they call it something else. What do they call it? Something. From the park or something. It's a different.
There's like 4 or 5 names that you could kind of associate Third Ward with.
Third Ward, like,
but he was like, before you watch this, like, don't let black folks advertise like this place is in Midtown or
Alameda,
Edo, whatever. But no, this is Third Ward, and we're minimizing our own shit by calling it other shit to try to get more people there. The joy of Third Ward is that it's always going to be there for the people who understand what it is.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so, but I really enjoyed that. And then just to wrap this up, me and my mother are the worst home to be in a neighborhood in which trick-or-treaters exist, because we don't know how to close our garage, from one, and then two, we also left on the porch lights and all the exterior lights, and we're not home. So with a retiree and then a nigga that
gotcha, bitch.
We completely forgot it was fucking Halloween. I came home. I was like, Mom, hey, you see there's kids and stuff out here? I was like, there's they're trick or treating and stuff. She's like, yeah, today was Halloween. I said, yeah, you're right, huh?
And I was surprised that they didn't.
It dawned on me that
didn't toilet paper your house,
that we left up the garage, which is tech malfunction. Already we have the phone app where you can open.
I got that too.
And then I ignored every Ring notification because we don't have where you can store the footage. So I'm like, fuck it. If somebody at the door and I ain't catch them when it happened, I'm like, fuck it. All right, I'll get it was fucking trick or treaters all night. So my bad. I'm single.
I have to. For those who don't know, there's a rule, and the reason I'm discussing this because this was a point of contention I had with my missus, because I lived this shit as a kid as well with my parents. When the light, so not just any light, they can have decorations, they can have a flailing ghost in the front yard, they can have all the lights in the world, but if that porch light is not on, they are not participating for whatever reason. They could be gone, they could be wanting to sleep,
be taking their children
or they could just be inside that bitch watching scary movies and cuddled up and smashing,
not trying to be bothered
or whatever, right?
Not smashing while kids knocking at the door.
Because Jordan, we saw somebody run. She said, "Daddy, I think somebody's in there," and it looked to be not clothed. My point is, whatever's going on, if that light is not on, do not ring the doorbell. Right. You understand? Like, that is a rule, and not everyone knows that. So I just pause for a minute to make sure y'all know. Keep the lights off if you're not participating. If the light is not on, do not ring these people's doorbell, fam.
That's too funny. Oh, and then one last little piece of debrief from my week. That video from that Halloween party I was at is still getting reshared in places. Wow. And I'm about tired of, because I'm not the star of the show. It's the other Beyonces.
Oh, yes.
But people keep sending it to me like, oh my God, I just saw you on the Daily Mail or something random shit. Like, I wish I could reap
It's
the
moved
benefits.
beyond just the black,
Yes.
channels, so to speak.
Yeah. Shout out to Andre 3000 with the blowout that
Hey.
was reverting.
All right, let's get into news.
Let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we made the decision to not open up with news. We were going to kind of switch things up today and try to get out all of the, the sad news that, that hit and impacted the whole world earlier this week, right after Halloween.
Halloween night.
Yeah, Halloween night, mischief
Smoky,
night, if what it used to be called, right? But yeah, rapper and third member of the Migos, Takeoff, was murdered right here in Houston. So definitely not a good look and not a good situation for Houston, the city of Houston, to be in. But legendary trio group, known for several hits that should have not only just been Grammy nominated, but should have taken several different Grammy and other musical accolades.
Well, they
home.
did.
Yeah. If we have any Caucasian listeners, if you have ever said the word bougie, it's probably because of these three.
Bad and bougie.
Much
right.
like Will Smith is who got the word jiggy into the
right,
dictionary,
yeah.
and Lil Wayne is who got bling,
Yep.
bling bling into the dictionary.
Fight night. I'm gonna knock that. Come on,
They're
now.
not going to know that.
No,
one,
that's a more
JTB.
colloquial joint.
Yeah,
That's
they'll
more
probably-
us than.
I think they have a song with Katy Perry too.
They do.
Quavo.
I don't know.
They
what it is.
made the term culture.
But they know what they know who Migos are.
Yeah.
The thing is, they may not know Takeoff quite that well.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it's important
Which is
to take a bit of
why
time.
this is so fucking sad to
Yeah,
me. Because, go ahead.
All right.
Finish up the news.
So,
That is the news.
I mean, the
RIP?
rest of the introduction of this. Did you want to provide some more details? Either two of you, because I can talk about
I
it.
can. So,
Okay.
I mean,
well, let me give the synopsis first, right? So, details are scarce, but multiple outlets have reported the sad news, of course, that Takeoff had passed away. And according to early reports, Takeoff was in Houston along with Quavo. The pair were attending a dice game when a confrontation, which escalated into gunfire. And he was 28 years old, so he didn't even reach 30 yet. Born in '94,
Yeah.
and is gone not even 3 decades into his life, and he had so much to look forward to. And he's, the reason why you don't hear too much of his lyrics in most of the songs or whatever, or not.
That's who I
I'm
hear
sorry.
most.
Well,
The reason the reason why he may have been
That's him, by the way.
Yeah.
If y'all want to know, he has the best ad-libs.
Interesting.
Him and Quavo.
so
Easy.
probably the least popular by the masses of the three.
I would say
just
by the
because,
masses, yeah.
right?
Probably.
By the
Well, he's
masses
the
because
least known.
There was a running
Quavo was
joke.
the vocalist / like leader, right? And then you had Offset,
But
who's
wrote
married to
most of the song.
Offset, like who's married to Cardi B,
Yeah.
and that's how he got his.
And then
his
Quavo's
fame.
the unofficial front man.
right?
Well,
and then you had Takeoff. He didn't.
Okay,
Yeah,
if
go
you
ahead.
thought about them as Destiny's Child,
Oh shit. No.
Is he the Michelle?
Quavo, yes.
That's how I look at him.
But here's the gag, though. Everybody that actually is a fan of Destiny's Child loves Michelle. That's
Right.
the way I think about Takeoff. It's like I love Takeoff.
Yeah,
like
he's easily one of my
people
favorites.
like his album was amazing. It
Facts.
got nothing. People had running jokes about how he was left off of fucking Bad and Bougie. There's it's crazy to me that. Like that's what annoys me the most that he's dead, is because it's like anybody who would make those jokes about him not being a contributor to the success of that group, it almost feels like it's a stab after all we talked about how amazing he was and how much I've been fucking singing. Their new album has not really taken off like that.
Yeah.
And I've been
Give
a
it
big
time,
fan of
bro.
it
Give it
because of
time.
how much Takeoff shines in that album.
I would give that time because we all know the RIP effect of any artist.
Yes.
Bad or good, my nigga. We know what happens.
And I
we've
was
seen it too many times.
given that whole effect of the whole like third person because of the fact that he was kind of like he was the chillest one of the three.
easy. He
was.
And the smoothest one. And then the night that this happened, according to reports, like he wasn't even involved with the dice game. He was just there.
And it wasn't even about a
Chilling.
dice game too. Like we keep that's what's reported because you can only report what is known, what is factually
seen.
accurate, what
Yeah.
was seen. It wasn't about a dice game.
A lot of people talking as if they were there
playing dice. But some people, like, here's the thing too, yo. So we've lived here. I can't say that I was from here, but we've lived here long enough to where at this point we have contemporaries. We have people that we know that you may not realize who know these people, fam. It's not like, this isn't, when I say these people, I mean the Prince family. And so this isn't like some murder mystery. You know what I'm saying? Like, people know exactly what, they saw exactly what happened. There are people who helped this man into the car. Like, he was pronounced dead on arrival, but he was taken to a hospital. You know what I'm saying? Or what do you call it? Medical professionals were seen to him, is my point. And so, you know,
I thought the medics arrived to the scene because the video clip that was released, which I want to get to, people
recording. That's why I said medical professionals were. He was seen by medical professionals.
They were like laying him down on the ground.
He was already on the ground.
The video I saw was them laying on. They were laying. That's when they first had him on the ground, and all the blood.
I see what you're saying.
Going on, spreading on the floor, and then that's when Quavo started freaking out, and then all the ladies that were in attendance were like, "Oh my god!" Like,
and then Quavo passed out.
I want to let you know I've declined every offer digitally or literally of someone trying to show me a video.
And you know what? I have to apologize because we didn't offer no trigger warning. If you even just heard that graphic description, because one thing I want to kind of talk about is like, bro, it is like we were talking about that earlier.
Desensitization and inconsideration.
We're talking about that like that's
Black
just
Death.
Nothing,
right?
Like, you know what I'm saying? You're just describing pools of blood and all this shit, and it's crazy
because we're becoming numb and desensitized to video recordings and depictions of Black Death.
I agree with you. However, I think that more people are sensationalizing it.
Well,
than they are numb by it,
fam,
and that is what's scariest to me.
What? Just by the sheer fact that there were so many different angles of this man's death.
And why do y'all
pick up a phone and record it?
If you know the end to the story, which is the fact that the man has died from a bullet wound, what about the leading up to it is going to change anything about
at that point,
your life that you need to be talking about what exactly
gave me chills.
Publicly talking about what exactly, or speculating about what exactly happened. Fine, speculate with your friends, because I do too, but I'm not about to be tweeting on a thread trying to get attention for figuring out, cracking the fucking case which somebody knows the truth to that you don't know.
Well, that's what it is. It's the attention.
Strange.
The people, like, this is some people's first time ever getting any type of shine or notification or like a spotlight from their friends or people that they're not even connected to.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate right now. I'm gonna play devil's advocate because of my lived experience, and so, and maybe not. I don't know. Maybe we're saying some of the same things, but I will say directly in response to that.
I'll take one with you if you.
Directly in response to that.
Yeah, I'm just.
Sorry,
to the head.
we're totally just
for real,
to take off
for the homies, for real. Here's the thing, I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna give you one perspective, but two different proof points.
Take a shot before you do it.
I'm gonna do that. Shout out,
maybe we'll get a commercial on here. Brought to you by Potnas. Brought to you by Luna Azul.
Luna Azul.
Made out of 100% de agave.
So
agave or agave?
Well, you know, V's and B's.
V's are B's in this video.
We're the right people here.
I got tequila all in my beard, but check it. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate just a little bit. I think that the fact that you have Twitter sleuths, you have Black Twitter, who have, I'm gonna just be honest with you, who have more concrete detail of the ongoings of that night than the goddamn police department, the police force, the police chief, than the officials who are responsible for protecting us governmentally or however otherwise you want to deem it. The fact that random people on the internet have more detail than them, I mean, I don't know if I would. Now, yes, it's some bullshit. It's morally irreprehensible to pick up your phone and hit record when you see somebody literally, you know, in their final breaths.
Oh, I know where you're getting at. I know where you're getting at.
But the fact that, you know, there are people who are so invested
in beating the police to the answer.
Yeah.
Not even just like that's not the incentive. The incentive is they don't
like George Floyd,
them.
Basically.
They don't trust them to get it done.
Like if it wasn't for the video, if it wasn't for the video footage of George Floyd, then we would have.
That shit has happened a million times.
Okay.
There's a million George Floyds out here in the world.
Good point. Good.
Can I close with this?
Great point, D.
I just want to close with this. My little brother passed from gun violence and some same sucker shit. Same sucker shit. I've told the story. You've heard it before. The thing about it is, the night he got shot, I knew who did it, when, where, how, and why. Before the laws even knew,
could ever,
because
before
people
they even had an autopsy. Before anybody, they called me, what you want me to do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, stand down, young gangster. But the thing about it is, this is pervasive story. This happens so often, so frequently, that we're almost, like he said, numb to it, unfortunately. Yeah. I told you, when I heard about this, it hurt for a minute, and it's like, okay. Because I know it's probably going to be another one in like another month or a few weeks or maybe less. Why? Because as Tizzle said at the onset, there's so many. You can go down the list from Nip, PNB,
runs out after that list.
Nah,
no,
Young Dolph,
nigga,
what's up, boy?
What the voice? You know what I enjoy, actually?
King Von.
But it makes me
so
sad.
It's
It's like people keep drawing people into that same portrait of all the niggas that done died.
No, but they all died at the hands of another black man violently.
It like, I enjoy them because it's like, oh, I love to memorialize people too. But it's like, it's like, does the artist like be expecting to be adding people there? Like, what's the experience like adding people to those pictures? Like, it'd be like Nip, PNB Rock.
There's
Dolph,
already,
King Von. Everybody we name is like, ooh, do you like, who's the person? Like, what?
What's up?
I don't know how I feel about
Pop
that type
Smoke,
of.
like,
oh my god, I don't.
But that right there, that icky feeling, that right there, that you don't like to stay in. That's the reality, though, fam. It's like it keeps happening, and we it's almost like you can't spend too much time there because it's icky. It doesn't feel good. It's some bullshit. There's no rational reason why this is happening. I mean, we can say why it's happening, but it shouldn't be, and that's why it feels off, right? But because you can't stay there, you have to move on. So it's like, it sucks. But then we move right on. And it feels bad to say that, but I don't spend a lot of time in because it's going to happen. It's guaranteed. This is November, early November. This episode will be dropping this early November. I can guarantee we'll lose somebody else before this year's end. So sometime in December, probably. I don't know how high profile they are.
I can agree with you statistically.
Yeah, well, let's hope let's hope you're wrong. First off,
no, I'm not wishing it, but I'm saying it had.
You just bet it though, and
I didn't bet. I'm not putting no money on his life.
Podcast I listen to that,
but it's like
be accidentally predicting this shit,
guaranteed to happen.
Yeah, but
somebody.
Oh my god!
I hope that statistic is
back to the Me Too. I do hope that. I was going to talk about how like people are so anxious to beat the police to things, and then like we're easily like we can be baited as folks that are not involved or heavily interested in beating the police to something to say, well, the police get it wrong all the time. You're absolutely right, but also, when have we not cracked the case for the police? So somebody that is actually involved with the people's lives,
bro, the police
are going to know the answers.
Of course,
it doesn't. You on Twitter is not going to fix it.
We just need to think about
a blogger. None of that. Like the folks who are involved in that person's life are going to find the answers. So you do not have to do all that because it's doing more harm, especially to the families that are involved. Than it is doing good.
When you're putting out things as if they're fact.
That's the point that I wanted to make.
If they are facts, like who asked you to break the news? Like with Kobe. Like who asked
break the news,
to break the fucking news?
That's the thing.
Because it doesn't affect them.
Break the news, but once they have the information, there's someone I know who went straight to HPD and didn't go to Twitter first or to TikTok first.
Who's to say that's necessarily true? But either way,
use the Dahmer shit as an example.
Either way,
disgusting.
I think it is the responsibility.
I don't know. I'll bring it full circle after Bradley makes his point.
I feel like it is the responsibility if we just feel like the family would have to tell us, or also the person who is right to tell what exactly happened, no matter how long it takes them to figure it out and share the information. It's the family. The people that he leaves behind
I agree 100%.
Are the folks that should be sharing anything about an incident about somebody with notoriety dying. And I'm kind of torn because I like to know about stuff too, but like also,
how realistic is that in 2022, my guy?
It is.
Where people
I don't
share
have to
their menstrual cycles.
But the thing is, I don't need to know about nobody's personal life. I don't care how especially when it was related to death. So it's like, even like
That's the one
fact
thing.
that you're able to read,
Yeah.
the fact that you're able to read about somebody's death on a third party, web publication, not even just a website,
With no fact checking.
it's kind of sick in itself. Like I don't like.
But is it
that.
new?
And that's the thing. It's like, okay, you're perpetuating something that you might have also heard too.
Yeah.
Like, which goes back to your point that sometimes it's false information. Sometimes,
Bro,
I think that part sickens me kind of.
When
like,
Biggie and Pac died,
speculating.
there was no TMZ. So the shit was running on MTV, right? That they had passed. Which by the time it made it there, the shit was late. Niggas already knew that shit happened.
And they're always going to use the excuse that it's their job to report the news.
And it is though, y'all.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
it is because
Yeah,
there's people who wouldn't know this
there's
shit
laws that
happened.
protect them too. So
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean,
and
there is a freedom of
yeah.
press. Like, report the news. It is news that he was shot and killed, and the facts they had were that it was pertaining to a dice game because there's video of the shit. And that's all they had to go off of.
You know what?
I get it.
I would like to make a distinction in that I am less okay. Put it like this: when we was talking about being desensitized to like black notable
Brutalization.
deaths. Yeah, brutalization to begin with, even if they're not notable people. I think I am more so. I'm conflating the sensitivity that I have or desensitization that I have with the media and with the actual event.
Yeah.
Because I'm so annoyed by the media. But the thing is, I do take that shit hard. Like, it feels like somebody I know died, And it's not because, like, so I hate to have to conflate the fact, like, they're tied to each other because the way that I found out that they died was because of the media.
But the way you feel it is
But it's
different.
like, I have to separate my feelings in both spaces because I detest the media in that way. But then also, I detest black bodies dying too.
I have a question for you.
So, but I also want to feel that.
Before you get to your question,
You want to feel it.
Yeah, I want to feel mourning for these people.
Which brings me a question.
But it makes it difficult for me to do so because of the way that it's handled in the media.
How do you then feel about? Because I liken that to that's akin to Kobe. I found out on some bullshit how it happened, but the fact that it happened, I sat up and cried on my couch because that was a father. He died holding his daughter, reassuring her that it was going to be okay.
yeah, that was tough.
Very
That
sad.
hurts. I can't even. I don't like talking. But
Extremely sad.
the fact that you said you have to kind of give clarity to the conflation that you said that you were. The thing is, when I hear that, it makes me think, well, then what about the people who almost intentionally, like, okay, you say you want to feel. I don't want to feel that shit because it happens so often. It keeps happening. It's happened to me every time it happens. Is a reminder of what's happening. It happens and it happens and it happens. I don't want to feel that shit no more because it's
want to feel it
continuous
Because you hate what it's doing to you, and
It's perpetual pain.
It's perpetual pain, and it's almost making you numb and desensitized to it as well.
You have to numb yourself,
and that's
or
why
you continuously because it keeps happening.
and that's why I
And
brought up the
December,
Dahmer
that nigga gonna
thing.
die.
So the Dahmer,
I feel-
Charles White voice.
listen,
Charles White
the
voice.
Jeffrey Dahmer thing, right? I brought that up because
Oh, hell.
all the families and that are associated with the victims
Have to
of that
relive that
have
shit.
to relive that
I got you.
all this time later, and
Yeah.
and
With no
to
warning.
see people get like profit off of it, and then they're gonna regurgitate
I
it all
see.
over again in February during the Oscars and the Tony Awards and shit and the
shit.
Emmys and then
Man, he
and then
might be-
freaking what's his name, Evan Peters, the actor,
He's fucking amazing,
right?
man.
He
He's
did
a
a
great
phenomenal
actor. He's a
job.
great
However,
Yeah.
he's gonna basically
this on him.
become monetized. But
I see what you're-
you
I see
say
what
that,
you're
right?
saying.
You
I
say
see
that,
what
but
No, I see what you're
That was a
saying.
role.
Yes.
I see what you're saying.
Totally.
It's a role, but
I agree.
you signed up
I
for
won't
that
put it on
knowing.
Evan. I won't put it on Evan.
Why not though?
I wouldn't either.
Nah.
How?
I put it on
Everybody that was
No,
involved.
no, I put it on Zoe Saldana that she played motherfucking Nina Simone. I put it on her motherfucking. She shouldn't have taken that role. But Evan Peters, he was perfect for this role, and he wasn't playing it to profit off of their pain. He was playing it because it was a role that
That
posted.
interested-
You know what I'm
that-
saying?
But what
fed
like
his creative
so,
ability.
So,
And he's
so,
great at
so
playing
could you
those type
enlighten
of
me?
characters.
Okay.
Could you enlighten me on the
But I get your
benefit
point. I get your point.
of bringing of
I get your
regurgitating
point.
this story, bringing it back from the dead and the buried dirt that we put on top of it?
I'm gonna
Money.
give it-
But
I'm
no,
gonna
but
give it to you.
what is the benefactor
giving
for
money.
it? Huh? No, of course.
It's gonna make them shit
yes,
tons of money. We're
clearly,
talking about
clearly
it.
it's gonna make money, but
would like to.
the desensitization. I'm sorry, Bradley.
No, you
I have
good.
to get this out though.
I agree
The fact that like the disregard for black life.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I agree 100%.
Like,
we're saying the same thing.
Fam. And it's hard to support and get behind these bodies of works and these people that we revered. And it's kind of like when you see your hero become like your arch nemesis almost in a sense. Because like, say for example, if you like followed Evan Peters because of Quicksilver, where the role that he played in X-Men and stuff, and then you see him play this shit.
No, I saw him in American Horror Story.
Okay.
He's been in every single season of American
But
Horror Story.
but what I'm saying, it's okay. So like,
I have a solution for you, Jason.
all right, cool.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, or a what do you call it when you
resolution?
a candle? What do you call it? Like a connecting ideas, not a white flag, but it's something
surrender?
to do with a candle. Anyway, so why don't? And this is not to persecute you at all.
Okay,
but why?
Me or
why? Yeah, you that has that opinion about that.
Okay,
why does it not feel the same way when we tell Emmett Till's story? This is not to persecute.
I could talk shit, and I don't support that either.
Turned up.
Yeah,
So-
immediately. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Hold on.
Didn't know
Just
you were-
even from the outside looking in, we would assume just based off of like which movie would you like? Let's say for instance the Dahmer thing was a movie and they both hit box office. Which one would you
I see what
prefer?
you're saying. Both deal
If
with
they're both
Black
bad,
Death.
Which one would you
bullshit.
prefer to make the money? Probably the Emmett Till one, right?
But we're probably
Yes.
also black.
And why is that? Why is that?
Because of the awareness of,
shit was
Bingo.
right.
I would like to argue that the Dahmer story, and I've been meaning to get this off, and this is controversial.
I hope you're not going
I
in the
would
direction
like.
that I think you're going.
Let him
and
go
because of the other works that Ryan Murphy has done, which have highlighted.
That's good.
It actually is a story highlighting the struggle of black people. I'm just going to give it a very strong vanilla statement because it has so many parts to it. It has queerness to it. It has.
It does.
It's but I would like to
There's a
say.
lot of
I would like to
nuance.
say
There's a
that.
lot of
that-
nuance.
But the effect.
Hold on. But the effect on the family. So
No.
So-
It didn't have the effect of awareness of queerness and of Black Death because of the fact that people went out to go buy fucking the shades for Halloween and the Dahmer costume for fucking $160.
I didn't know about that.
Yes,
I would say
that was all over Twitter.
I
You
would
know,
say the queerness
Emmett
was a
Till
big part of it, though.
is like a morally one of the most fucked up things that you can learn in
Yes.
history, but one of the most non-moral and glamorized, most fucked up things we've ever seen in history is a white man kill black gay niggas and eat them niggas. What? They're both egregious.
It is horrible.
They're
Right.
both egregious.
Both are egregious and both are glorified and both are monetized.
What I'm saying is
We're saying the same thing,
What I'm saying
almost.
is that if we can see that there is some
I see what you're saying.
I'm like shaking from this.
there's
This
some,
is so
there's some positivity,
aggravating.
not positivity, excuse me. There is a cause that is involved in both publications. Jeffrey Dahmer's, it's kind of hard to see that because of the way that it was sensationalized.
No, but also it was done so well that if you look at it side by side between the real deal and
when you watch it, you realize that the story is really elevating those black characters who were forgotten. And guess what? Ding, ding, ding. I never knew that Jeffrey Dahmer had anything to do with killing niggas just like my black gay ass.
Yeah.
I would have been one of them niggas in 1985 in
Going to watch a
club.
movie in his apartment.
I'm going to follow some
I thought
white
you didn't
man.
like white men.
I don't, but I'm follow white
So
man.
then you would've-
if he got a drink.
He had some first timers
Yeah,
on
like
there.
I don't follow white. I'm not gonna have no sex with no white man, but none of them did.
Like the dude who
And
escaped,
thing-
he didn't chase white.
Exactly.
I haven't watched the series because, like you said earlier, about like you refuse to watch any digital film or photos of Black Death and whatnot. I don't
It's
want to
because
see
it's
somebody get
fictional.
like
is
castrated
allowed. It was very
and chopped up and
I don't know if you
drugged
get no
and
castration.
I
They
know,
don't show
but
all
I'm
that.
just saying that
But-
it's in the same ballpark of like this gore, like dissecting
I
human
would say-
bodies,
it's not that gore.
putting it in a
Very
refrigerator, and then fucking okay.
JT,
All right.
it
gross.
was very difficult to watch that for me, and for it to be
Well, you probably
so-
watched it because
for it to-
you're a fan of horror. First off,
Yes,
See?
correct. And the thing
I'm
is,
not.
I'm not a fan of watching actual fucking horror. If somebody got shot in front of me, just because I like
So then-
horror, don't mean I want to watch somebody get
so
shot.
then
in
why
my
did you
face.
watch it then?
Because it's told in a fictional way, and it's not. It
Because
wasn't.
it has to do with your community.
It has to do
It
with
was
your
a great
community too.
Right, but
Yeah.
I
Don't even try to argue on that.
But I
shit.
just refuse to watch
These
any
are
more
niggas.
emancipation fucking movies,
Not to
any
mention-
slavery movies.
Shout out
In
to Will
like,
Smith.
I just don't want to. Right.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go watch that
I
shit.
mentioned the black neighbor who saved the day.
I'll meet you
Well, no,
halfway.
actually, she did say that.
Actually, I'll meet you
She
halfway,
tried.
JT.
Okay.
Because I see your point in that if I can't
not gonna
see,
stop.
if I'm really against watching black gore, then I should be against it in all ways that it's told. You're absolutely right. However, the baby steps to getting to that person is stopping watching actual real life death of black
Reenactment.
people.
Oh,
I'm
well, I got
not
you.
even
I got you. I got
if
you.
I'm gonna have to watch black death, it'll be reenactments. It won't be Takeoff dying.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not doing that.
I just
You're
want to
right.
say this real quick.
Don't you have some news or some
well,
relevant
yeah, you have some
information?
news,
I hate to bring us back to that.
Yeah.
Do you want to bring it up, or
people tell
Well,
the
no,
news?
it's topical.
you want to put a plug, or you want to move on,
Well,
or
it's
you
not
want
even-
to?
It's just, I mean, because this is still an evolving story.
Okay.
It's happening right now. So there's of course been no announcement of who the actual culprit is. But again, people, you must understand, it is well known amongst many circles who the person actually is and with whom he holds allegiance to. I will say this, and it gets back to the idea of these Twitter sleuths. I do not agree with people speaking things as if they're a fact. It's okay to question things. I think that's healthy. But do not speak on things you do not know about. But people with whom I know what they're talking about have long said that Takeoff was not the target, right? He was caught in the crossfire. I think P or somebody from
lot of
QC
people-
had put that
That's
out.
what I thought about.
He put that out in a
from
statement.
day one.
But Jay Prince himself
Oh, here we go.
has senior,
Senior or junior?
no senior, has put out a statement. I mean, you got to understand too, man. Those fellas were in Houston, and we talk about this whole idea of mob ties and who these people are and the position they've held in the community for long-standing pillars of the community in many ways, and also, I mean, you could argue the contrary. But my point is,
Are you saying that Jay Prince was supposed to be responsible for their protection?
Well, I
don't
mean-
these niggas travel with security though? Oh shit!
which
we guess
gets
that.
us-
Well, I mean, people get killed past their regular
No,
security. all
but
the
that's a
time.
good question.
It's
which gets
important to
us-
have two layers.
Did
like
they have
somebody who knows
security
the
who were
land.
with them, or did they have young niggas with guns from maybe where they
See,
from? Who
That's why they started,
Fam.
right? It's
But
what
see,
I
my
read.
point is the reason they didn't have big giant ass, ex-military actual security with them. Why? It's because they were in the
'Cause they were
company
already
of
safe.
they were
People
with-
that they knew.
that they were safe with.
Yeah.
Right? They weren't
So they
around.
thought.
They weren't in no dangerous situation, and so they were really sensationalizing that argument until it came out, and they were like, "Oh shit!" Holmes tried to de-escalate and then was walking away when the shots rang out. So that killed that narrative immediately. But then it made it worse for us because then it then became, well, if it wasn't about an argument and if it wasn't about a contentious gambling situation, then why is he dead? Right? Because that means it's even meaningless. It's even less of a situation. So my point is, if you really dig into all these people with whom we have mentioned, if you just look at why they are gone and no longer here with us, it is always for such a silly, trivial reason. And so I end with this, people. It's not even, and I was wearing this shirt intentionally, this whole Boys in the Hood thing, because we was joking about Ricky. Is the climax, the height of that movie was when Holmes got shot, right? As he was retreating from another black man who's shooting him through the window, I think with like a double barrel shotgun or something. And so
It's very detailed but true.
I remember it.
Uh-huh.
And that was but one of many narratives that has been perpetuated in film and
Video
music
games.
and video games. San Andreas was my favorite GTA. And so I was like, dang, man, I hear about this and it's like, but I feel it like you. I want to feel it, but I don't because I felt it too much already. And I'm gonna just keep feeling it. I got people from Memphis. Dolph was a pillar in the community. It just keeps happening over and over and over. It just keeps happening. So it's like,
In fact,
I
I'm
end
never
with
gonna hear
this.
Dolph.
Bradley, like I actually
We
kind of
gotta value ourselves.
I would actually kind of in a way support the fact that watching these black films, I mean, or these films or in media projects that highlight and glorify and are monetizing off of Black death and black
don't see it that way.
and black murders and stuff. I think we do need to watch it to bring up a point and rally up our allies to say that this is wrong. Because if we don't watch it, right? Say if we all collectively got together and we're like, we're not watching any more Black Death or anything that depicts like us getting
any more slave porn, any more torture,
any of that. But then if we refuse to watch it, but everybody else is still watching it, then who is going to hold them accountable to make sure that this isn't being?
That's actually what the whole story was about too. The Dahmer story was about how they never believed people when they said that this nigga was cutting them up. The
neighbors was saying them since day one when she
like
smelled the
smelling the shit through the apartment, like all this. So, that's what I took away was like, hey, believe black people,
please.
Like,
listen to us. Tizzle, hold on, I got a question for you though. Is every depiction of black trauma, of Black Death, is every depiction, because you said the monetization of and the exploitation of, is every depiction,
that part is fucked up.
No, but is every depiction of that? Is it that? Like, I can think of some really beautiful depictions of black trauma, of Black Death, that I'm so glad they made. I'm so glad that exists.
Even the kitschy stuff like Foxy Cleopatra type shit.
Blaxploitation shit.
Like,
I mean, that showed us in a powerful.
Yeah, agreed.
And,
so I
we were slapping.
I retract my statement earlier, but not the point that I was trying to make about like the trauma and the desensitization that it adds to our life and what it's doing to our minds and like the numbing
I would say
of
for
our
folks
emotions.
Who do not have the mental capacity to be able to sort through their feelings when watching Black Death in a fictional space. I don't think that there's nothing wrong with you not being able to sort your feelings when you're watching live, actual, real life Black Death.
None of us should be.
It's comkompromising our emotional intelligence when it comes to our own.
But when it comes to
allies,
somebody recanting the story about someone black dying, no matter what way it is, if you are unable to sort your feelings through in that moment, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
I would suggest you don't. Yeah, watch it. Don't. I mean, sit it through. And there's also, on the flip side, there's nothing wrong with somebody who would like to see something good come out of being able to recant a story that may have a different impact on different types of minds in the particular moment that we live in. And so I probably get a lot of flack for like watching and enjoying the story, but
if you can express the light,
I was able to sort through my feelings. A lot of people are not able to sort through those things.
Yeah.
I'm unable to.
They only see the evil.
I cannot sort through shit if it's real live shit. That is terrifying to me. Like watching a real. Like the
real
actual, actual footage. I cannot do that.
That's just despicable. There is no light in that. But I do try to find the light in every situation, live it or otherwise.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sad, bro. But,
all right,
let's wrap this one.
So, we can put a cap on the news or whatever. That's enough sad stuff for this episode. We have some more topics to get to, but we're going to put a cap on this episode. It'll be a shorter episode, and then we'll revisit, or not revisit, but
we'll carry it into the next
episode,
no matter when you get to see it.
So but
tune in next Monday.
Let's get to the toast though. To put a cap on this episode,
and not just to also show the light. There's positivity in everything. Like there's been a lot of like, damn, this sucks, but like there is some light in this too. And,
I think about like
celebrate black art.
Yeah, I do think about the impact of when people go on to the afterlife. Yeah, everybody, the essential, close knit, like full circle people of that person that left, like how their lives change forever. Like not just for the negative side, like where they're gonna like be more
celebrated,
right? But they're also going to like be like, you know what? I'm taking a new turn. I'm turning a new leaf to live for this person.
Here's
for this purpose.
This shit never happening again. Which
you said what?
Have whatever pessimism you want on top of it, but here's to never having to have this discussion again.
But we will. Somebody's gonna pass.
I mean, you might be right, but
as much as
we toast to things that'll never happen on a regular basis. Let's go ahead and just
let's toast to not perpetuating this negative trend that has become commonplace.
Yeah,
let's value each other, bro. Let's look at each other and see somebody who's worth living, and not resorting to gunplay. And please, for God's sakes, you little niggas, please go learn how to fight. God damn, why we gotta shoot? Like,
You
mean fight or like disarm?
to fight instead.
Gunman.
I mean, like let's baby steps, right? I think de-escalation and conversation is very important.
Ah,
but
yes,
until you get
yes.
there, at least learn how to throw them hands, fam. Instead of pulling out a pistol.
No, I like
the nigga
it.
who was
Some
busting the
pussy
shots.
shit.
His eyes were closed.
I like
He
de-escalation.
was shooting into
How do you know?
crowd.
Oh, does that what the
video's
report?
out. And plus, Jay Prince said it as well.
People are.
His eyes were closed.
Wow. So
damn.
here's to not being a pussy.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
And
but
whatever that
pussies are
means.
powerful too.
here's to Takeoff.
I mean,
Here's
okay,
to
you know
all
what
of
I
the
mean.
fallen rappers and moguls and the individuals.
Just normal niggas who have lost their life.
just to all black life that has been lost to tragedy.
Shouts to Black life.
Shout out to the families that are left behind. I hope
Yeah.
that you continue those individuals' legacy and
That
live for
part.
them
Yeah.
and do bigger and better things and enhance your life because of their loss.
Yeah, and hopefully
All right.
Ryan Murphy doesn't have to tell the story.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Cheers. And I forgot the fucking
Apparently he
toast,
thought it was
but
necessary,
whatever. It's too late.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right.
A nickel.
Okay. So
It's reposado, and it sounded like you said a nickel,
A nickel.
not anejo.
Reposado.
Añejo. Añejo.
Shouts to y'all who are still listening. We love y'all.
Yeah,
And
we're glad you're alive to be able to listen to this, no matter
whatever
how
color your
famous
life
you
is.
are.
Yeah.
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 all right.
Black Lives Matter. What the hell is this?
Let's end.
Empty my bank account.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for this episode. We just wanted to end commemorating Takeoff and just give a shout out to the Migos, which you're listening to on the Soundwaves right now. Follow the Potnas on all social media platforms, starting with Coolin' and Poland. B-Rap-P.
Hey, it's BRP. Follow me on every social media platform that I might exist on, which is at Coolin' and Poolin'. That's COOLINANDPOOLIN.
All right, Dino.
Man, you can find me at the dictionary. That's THE_DIXONARY.
All right, and I am at I know JT. That is my new @ name. So make sure that you follow me on all platforms. And then also follow our podcast at Potnas Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at POTNAS Podcast. All right. Visit our website, potnaspodcast.com, to stream all of our previous content and episodes, and then leave us a 5-star review, and then drop some comments too.
let us know what you
if you
think.
really enjoyed this episode, and then you can definitely reach us at contact@potnaspodcast.com.
And we
if
mean
you
that
wanna-
shit.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're
DM us.
watching this, you listen to this shit, and you know us personally, and your ass didn't feel inspired just now, feel fucking inspired to share this shit.
You ain't holler at us to tell us
That
some
too.
feedback or what you want to hear.
Yeah,
You know,
that too. I love
do
y'all.
your mama stink.
And people you love get feedback. So, yeah.
Right. Exactly. All right, y'all. That's it that we have for this episode. We'll see y'all next week. We love y'all. Peace.
Hey.